Hey, I'm still here, folks. For all y'all, I don't know if any of y'all old-time preppers remember this. It's gone. Inactive now. Middle Tennesseans were duped into thinking 2012. Right after 2012, everything, nothing happened. Nothing happened. We all panicked and got meetings and everything going. And they're all prepared and nothing happened. And then they all quietly just went off into the night. Part of it, this one's fault, is because the guy that started this American Prepping Network thing, he's also part of APN, started one for each state. And he was a master, what do you call it, web guy. He was going to be the big kahuna or whatever of internet prepping. He was going to take over like a little, I guess, little Hitler or whatever. Anyway, didn't work out too good. He forgot that this is something that is a lifestyle. It's not, what do you call it, something that's going to happen tomorrow. I've seen a lot of Hollywood movies. People have been picking out 9/23, 9/23, 2015. Don't you know by now, don't set specific dates for anything. It just makes you look foolish. Now, do a lot of what do you call it, subliminal things point to 9/23? Sure they do. I mean, there's Jewish feast days. We got the Shemitah ending on, that's the 13th of September. Well, and like I've already said this back in January. I'll say it again. I think that maybe this Shemitah, ending Shemitah, which begins the Jubilee year, will be like the beginning of the tribulations. Now, there's a lot of pre-trib rapture people out there, which I'm all for it. Hey, if the sky opens up, Jesus says, "Hey, come on up here," hey, I'm all for it. That's great, but it's always prudent to prepare for, may have to go through some tribulation. So, a lot of the pre-tribbers use this as an excuse not to prepare for anything. Oh, the Lord won't let nothing happen to me. I won't never have to be tested. All the apostles, they lost their lives for Jesus. So, I don't know about that. To think that you're not going to get tested? It would be fine with me. I mean, hey, Lord, whatever you want to do is fine with me. I'll prepare for the worst, hope for the best, I kind of like the idea of being raptured, getting one of those lightweight bodies with wings. After being around here, being 2-ton Sam, getting to be light and flying around, hey, that's kind of cool. I like that idea. But I don't see it. I do see, and I encourage anybody to go to, I think it's BibleGateway.com, and click on the little speaker on the right side of the page, and free audio Bibles will come up. So you don't have to read it. You can lay back at night on your pillow, and I recommend the dramatized version. Listen to Isaiah, and look at what the ancient Israelites did, and look at what we're doing now. Same thing? History repeating itself? Just saying. I hate that saying. Just saying. I just had to say that. But, the reasons for being prepared is just as much now as they've ever been. And I seen a TV show here a while back. Actually, it was just not too long after I got on video and said, well, the Cumberland Plateau is up in altitude. It's got good farmland, good place to, it's not too populated. Pretty good place to go have a little survival retreat. Poof. All on television. Here they go. Oh, everybody's flocking to the Cumberland Plateau. All the preppers buying land up there with containers and everything. Which isn't really a bad thing. That just means that there will be a fairly large crowd up there of the same mindset that you will probably be able to work together for some kind of security. Because you're going to have all the libtards running out of Nashville down the interstate. Interstate is the biggest funneling of zombies that you're going to find. I mean, look at all the hurricane evacuations we've ever had. The interstate turns into just a flood. It's like human locusts moving across the land. They go across, and all the ATMs are sucked dry. The gas stations run out of bottled water. They run out of gas. It's like, and then when people run out of stuff, they get angry. And it can't never be their own fault. They have to blame somebody else. Let me tell you, I've seen this happen. Because somebody didn't prepare, they didn't have a full tank of gas, they get angry. And they want to take it out on anybody but themselves. So they get violent. People are that way. They get mad. They screwed up. They see somebody else that did prepare and wasn't screwed up. And they get angry. They say, well, you better share your stuff. I'm going to take it. They will do that. I've seen it. I mean, he'll fight over bottles of water. They were fighting over stuff falling at. They were shooting at the helicopters, bringing in supplies in Katrina at that football stadium, Astrodome or something. Nuts. So don't tell me how ugly people will all hold hands when there's a catastrophe and sing Kumbaya, because it just ain't going to happen. But I'm still here. Hey, Patriot Nurse, remember, I'm the first one going to be dead when poo hits the fan. Well, apparently poo hasn't hit the fan yet, because I'm still alive. I can see, like I said, after reading Isaiah, everything that's happening right now is going just right according to, it's happening in a planned fashion. And the reason people aren't noticing it is because you're like the frog in the boiling water. You slowly turn up the heat and keep slowly turning it up over years and years and years. And it happens so slowly in little increments that before you realize you're being cooked, it's too late. You're done cooked. And that's what's happened. And if anything happens on the 23rd, that's probably when God's going to say, okay, one of the things in the Bible has to happen is the gospel has to be proclaimed throughout the world. I mean, every corner of the earth. And it has been. There's been missionaries. It's internet and radio programs. Actually, right up the road from me, the biggest shortwave transmitter in the world. It transmits nothing but gospel on shortwave. They transmit worldwide. Well over 100,000 watts of power on shortwave frequencies. And, Pope's coming on the 24th. We got everything is culminating in September. And I believe whatever happens, and I don't know what's going to happen. So what if a rock hits? Space rock comes, splashes in the ocean. Ain't nothing I can do about it. If the stock market crashes, nothing I can do about it. You know, I'm not going to worry about it. It's what is. You know, with the gay marriage thing, you know, if there was a straw that broke the camel's back, it could be it. And it's setting itself up. This is happening in a timeline leading up to the culmination. See, we're in the Shemitah year now, and this is all, you know, leading up to this crescendo of, you know, like maybe the 23rd is the day that God says, okay, y'all had your chance, game on. You know, here comes the revelations begin, or tribulations begin, or whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it, isn't going to be good. It's just not going to be, well, it's going to be good, because once it starts, then we know we got 7 years left, and poof, it's over. Okay? So, putting up food for 7 years and survival thing for 7 years, that's a lot. That's a lot. Especially if we have something like a slow collapse. Let's say on the 13th, which is the end of the Shemitah, you know, the next Monday, the stock market computer system goes poof. You know, it's like a giant cyber attack attacks it, and everybody's money disappears. You know, that things wouldn't stop immediately like an EMP. I mean, things would still be going. You know, the trucks are going to have a little problem because they won't be able to transfer money to get fuel, because they all operate on com data or some kind of fuel card. Drivers don't carry cash. You know, could you imagine a truck driver that would have to carry $7,000-8,000 just to buy fuel to get across country? Cash. They all use plastic now. So whatever's going to happen this September, I'm sure it'll be really wonderful. Maybe not for some folks. Some folks may be what was described in the Bible as have heart attacks from fear and anxiety. You know, just if you're a practicing Christian, you're going to have to look and say, well, this is it. Game on. You know, you can, there are many Christians out there that are getting ready. They're going to die for Christ. You're going to die because you're going to be persecuted if you don't conform and you don't take the chip. The chip's going to be for, it's for medical thing, or for tracking the elderly, or in case you're in an accident and have your medical records, or I'm sure they'll use some excuse that, you won't have to worry about being identity theft or some kind of crap like that to take this chip. And then, you know, a lot of the touchy-feely churches, the churches of Laodicea, are going to have to make up some kind of excuse to accept this. Otherwise, all their pre-tribulation rapture thing, they say, oh, no, this isn't tribulation. So, no, this can't be. We haven't been raptured yet. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying that's just another scenario that, you know, you shouldn't put all our eggs in one basket. And that the United States has been stupid about putting all our eggs in a technology basket. I mean, computers are good. I'm using them. They're fun. I like them. I enjoy these little chats with the little glowing light up here in front of me. It's kind of fun to talk to the light because the light doesn't argue back with me. That comes in the comment section later, where the trolls have their way. But anyway, and I believe I made before the December 2012. I told people that, you know, that more than likely after 2012 is going to be a good time to get your prepping supplies, because there's going to be people that become disheartened because nothing happened. Well, it did. That happened just that way. People were disheartened. There's land on the plateau for sale now because 2012 didn't happen. Year 2000 didn't happen. So they're saying, people were going all these dates. The 23rd, nothing's going to happen. Well, maybe not. Maybe not that you would think of it. It may be something small that starts a domino effect. It may be the beginning of the end. Whatever it is, I'm sure those of us watching for it will find interesting things happening in September. It may not be a disaster. It may be something totally unexpected. But all I can say is just sit back, have you a sip of coffee, get out your lounge chair in September, and watch the show. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen because, face it, United States, we're too powerful. We're too mighty. We are Rome. That's right. The United States is now, we got military scattered all over the place. It reminds me of an old puppet show, Team America World Police. Good comedy if you ever want to look it up. Yeah, that's us. We're here to save the day. Look, you can't save people that don't want to be saved. And that's one thing that kind of aggravates me about the Bible Belt is they want to force their particular Christianity down other people's throat. Now, one church around here believes that their way is the only way, and another church believes their way's they're the only way. You know what? As long as they do what's in the Bible, I'll say, okay, good for you. I'm not saying one thing or another. I'm not going to get excited about music or anything. That's not the issue here. The issue is basically 10 Commandments, Sodom and Gomorrah, days of Noah, evil, just rampant people that are in charge are the richest people in charge in their little club are godless. And I've been trying to say this since 2007. I think I've had this account, and I was doing it on other little like MySpace and stuff like that. I always told people to prepare. I was the prepper before prepping was even a word. We were doing this in the 70s. My mom did it. Everybody used to do it. You had a root cellar. Everybody had a pantry. It's just the way life was. Everybody had their own little pantry. And if we went back to that simple way of life of having your own pantry, things wouldn't be in such a big panic when poo hit the fan again. We used to have power outages a lot more often. It was like, the power's out again. Got to go get the candle. We had party line stuff. Some of my uncles, they only had power to the porch. They had a washing machine on the porch and a light bulb, and they could run an extension cord into the house to listen to the radio or something. That was it. And you could only use AM radio because it's in the holler and there's no FM signal that could get into the holler. So there was no FM stereo in the holler. It was AM only, and most of that came in at night. So, for all of y'all superior-minded preppers out there that said I was going to be dead, I'm not dead yet. I'm not doing the best in the world, but you know, my prepping days are over. I'm already 55 years old. I mean, my usefulness on this earth is coming to an end. I sat here and blew the trumpet, did my watchman duty, sounded the alarm. Now I believe it's game on. The the Shemitah's over. The Jubilee is about to begin. I'm sure whatever's going to happen will leave a lot of people disappointed. Oh, man, I've been rattled on for 20 minutes. You believe that? I have sat here and rattled on about just everything for 20 minutes. I guess I'll call this a coffee chat. Coffee chat, I'm still here.